After the aloof campus heartthrob became my male model, I took a close look at his 6-pack abs and sculpted hip muscles, completely immersed in exploring Changya's physique. I'm heavily investing online to find male models. I never expected the school's hottest, aloof heartthrob to apply for a job. Can you strike any pose? I took a good look at his 6-pack abs and his defined lower abdominal muscles, then asked sincerely. Changya's face turned red all the way to his ears, and he nodded silently. After the job was done, I transferred the money and told him to leave. So that's it. Are we going to do anything else? Changyi didn't understand, and Jun's face wore a hint of something unspoken. Me anything else? His face was flushed, whether from anger or embarrassment. He wasn't sure. You spend 100, zero just on painting. The job requirements are stated very clearly: male model. Daily pay, 100,000. Is there anything you're unhappy about? I answered seriously, looking at the other person's earnest face as they asked the question. I'm an art student and also the lead artist at a drawing community. Our community serializes my work online, and it's incredibly popular, so much so that I've become something of a well-known artist within our circle. But ever since a mermaid-themed nude painting went viral 3 months ago, I've been suffering from a creative block and haven't produced any new work since. I'm being urged by the editor and chief of the art club, and at the same time I'm also being harassed by some malicious critics. They say I'm running out of tricks. Out of desperation, I had no choice but to resort to this desperate measure, collecting the bodies of handsome young men in hopes of finding inspiration. Although I'm looking for legitimate human models. After all, they have to pose completely nude, and what's more, I'm searching for the perfect physique of my ideal vision. Not a single detail can be off my ski or fall short of my standards. So I've set the price at 100,000 per day. As soon as the information was released, a flood of applicants came pouring in, including right here, Changyi, the campus heartthrob from our university. Changyi has outstanding personal qualifications and is far ahead of all the other applicants. Of course, I'm satisfied. Still, after all, HES, the campus heartthrob, usually projecting a cold, aloof image with a poker face and rarely saying much. The only thing I'm worried about is that he might not be able to let go and loosen up. So before we started the collaboration, I repeatedly confirmed with him whether there were any taboos and whether he was comfortable striking any pose. Although Changyi was a bit shy, he still gave me an affirmative reply. Now that we've been collaborating, the results have been surprisingly good. Changyi is simply my muse. 3 hours. I've created the second painting in the Mermaid series, and am even more satisfied with it than I was with the previous one. As agreed, I told Changyi to get dressed, pay the bill, and leave. But for some reason, he seemed somewhat unhappy. During those 5 silent minutes, Changyi was lost in thought, wondering who knows what. No, I must have gotten it wrong. Changyi's face turned red with embarrassment, looking both frustrated and at a loss, but subtly, there seemed to linger a hint of resentment as well. Grabbing his coat, Changyi glanced at my painting. He closed his eyes briefly, as if HED finally understood something. Then, without looking back, he walked away. As soon as Changyi left, I immediately sent my work to the editor and chief. But then, recalling Changyi's ambiguous expression when he departed, I picked up my phone again and opened the previous job posting. Male, aged 18, 25th, height over 1.85 meters. Possesses visible abdominal muscles and mermaid lines. Body free of scars and tattoos. Diligent in exercise and in excellent physical condition. Able to strike any pose. Finally, a detailed requirement regarding size was also included. Of course, I don't mean anything else. What I'm painting is the human body, so naturally there are certain requirements for the physical facilities. From my professional perspective, I'd say I'm simply searching for the perfect physique. But if we were to look at it from the applicant's point of view, These requirements, combined with a daily wage of 100, no matter how you look at it, it just seems like. My cheeks instantly flushed with heat. Then I clicked on the chat window where Cheng Yi and I had previously exchanged messages. 100 per day? Could it be that the price is too high? No way. After all, your body is precious, and the process is quite demanding, requiring a lot of physical energy, possibly several hours or even an entire day. You don't really need 100,000, do you? I'm a perfectionist, and during the process, I tend to make a lot of demands, some of which might even be a bit excessive. So it's only reasonable that the price is a bit higher. I understand. I groaned. No wonder Chang Yi had gotten a wrong impression. I quickly revised all the potentially ambiguous content in the job posting and republished it. At the same time, I took screenshots of my chat logs with Chang Yi and saved them carefully just in case someone might later misunderstand that I'm using drawing as a pretext for some kind of improper deal. The editor minus chief quickly replied, lavishing praise on the new artwork and urging me to update the third piece in the series as soon as possible. As I gazed at Cheng Yi's flawless life minus drawing sketches of the human body, I already had the inspiration for the next piece in mind. I immediately decided to schedule another meeting with Cheng Yi. I sent Cheng Yi a message, asking him to come back to the studio tomorrow at the same time, with the same compensation as before. Half an hour after sending the message, I finally received his reply. A single word okay. As always, he maintained his typically aloof and distant demeanor. The next day, Cheng Yi showed up at the studio on time, dressed in a simple white tee- shirt and jeans. He nonetheless couldn't hide his superb physique, drawing frequent sidelong glances from the girls downstairs in the studio building. I led him into the studio, and as soon as we closed the door, he spoke up. I've been thinking a lot about what happened yesterday. My heart sank. I thought he was about to refuse to collaborate and quickly explained. Classmate Cheng Yi, I didn't clarify the job posting yesterday, and I'm really sorry for causing the misunderstanding. We're absolutely engaged in legitimate life minus drawing art. There's nothing else going on at all, if you're uncomfortable with it. Before he could finish his sentence, Cheng Yi interrupted him. His ears turned slightly red, yet his gaze was unusually firm and not bothered by it. I'm just wondering, besides painting, do you really have no other needs at all? I froze, staring at his handsome face just inches away from mine. My heart inexplicably skipped a beat. Classmate Cheng Yi, we're just partners working together. I'm only asking you to draw because that's all I need. There's nothing else going on. Cheng Yi's gaze darkened slightly. After a few seconds of silence, he murmured softly, I get it. Let's get started then. That day, the creative process went exceptionally smoothly. Cheng Yi was even more relaxed than he'd been yesterday. Indeed, he actively cooperated with me as I adjusted our poses. The shyness in his eyes gradually faded, replaced by a growing sense of focus. Lost in my work, I didn't notice at all that the way he looked at me had long since ceased to be merely the gaze of a model observing an artist. After finishing the shoot, I transferred 100,000 to Cheng Yi as usual. As he glanced at the notification on his phone confirming the transfer, he suddenly looked up and asked me, in the future, will you still look for other male models? He paused for a moment, then answered honestly, not at the moment. Your qualifications perfectly meet my requirements. You're the best muse. Cheng Yi's lips curled up ever so slightly, and without saying another word, he picked up his coat and left. Since then, Cheng Yi has become my exclusive human model. He comes to the studio on fixed days each week to collaborate with me on the Mermaid series. Our collaboration has grown increasingly seamless, no longer shy, as he was at first. He now proactively discusses composition ideas with me and even offers me some painting advice. I've gradually realized that this aloof campus heartthrob isn't nearly as cold and unapproachable as people outside claim. He remembers that I don't like sweet drinks and always brings me a sugar-free iced Americano whenever he comes over. When I stay up late working on my manuscript, he quietly orders warm takeout for me without saying a word. And when I'm feeling down because of negative comments from online trolls, he awkwardly tries to comfort me in his own clumsy way. My fondness for him has been quietly growing day by day through our repeated interactions. On the day I finished the final painting in the Mermaid series, I made a special reservation for a cake to celebrate the series' successful conclusion. In the studio, Chengyi and I sat facing each other. The candles on the cake cast a gentle glow on his face so tender it was almost unreal. Chengyi, thank you. If it weren't for you, I never would have been able to complete this series, I said sincerely, raising my glass. Chengyi looked at me with a profound gaze. No need to thank me. I'm really glad I could help you. The atmosphere became slightly, and I averted my gaze as I handed him a cake. Just as I was about to place the slice into his hand, he suddenly grabbed my hand. Suwon, he said my name for the first time, his voice deep and earnest. I like you. From the moment you came to apply for the job and I saw how seriously you were painting, that's when I fell for you. I was completely stunned, my mind going utterly blank. I know at first you just saw me as a model. Chengyi's eyes were filled with tension, yet still firm. But during all this time we've spent together, I can feel that you see me differently now too. I don't want to be just your model anymore. I want to be your boyfriend. I looked at the tips of his ears, flushed with color, and at the love hidden deep in his eyes. My heart was pounding like a drum. After spending all this time together, how could I possibly not have feelings for him? It's just that I've been too afraid to break through this unspoken barrier. I nodded vigorously, my voice trembling slightly. Me too. Chengyi. I like you. Chengyi's eyes lit up in an instant, and he pulled me into his arms. His embrace was warm and strong, with a subtle scent of cedar that made me feel utterly at ease. The news of us being together quickly spread throughout the school. Everyone couldn't believe it. The aloof school heartthrob, Chengyi, of all people, ended up falling for an art student no less than as a male model. Some people salty remarked that it seduced the school heartthrob with my good looks, while others envied me for managing to win over the handsomest guy at University. But only Chengyi and I knew that our love had begun as a beautiful misunderstanding, yet it took root and blossomed through our sincere daily interactions. Day after day. Later, my mermaid series of paintings became a huge success, and I held a solo art exhibition, becoming a well-known young painter in the industry. Meanwhile, Chengyi also became the most special presence at my exhibition, both my exclusive model and the person I loved most. Someone asked me if back then, when I spent 100,000 on a male model, I'd already planned all along to chase the school's heartthrob. I shook my head with a smile and glanced at Chengyi beside me. I was just looking for the perfect muse, never expected that along the way I'd end up snagging myself a boyfriend. Chengyi took my hand. His eyes filled with laughter. I willingly let you lead me away. Sunlight streamed through the gallery's glass windows, gently warming and beautifying us. This encounter, which had begun as a misunderstanding, ultimately became the luckiest thing that ever happened to us in life.